It's time to welcome the Wine Ladies with Georgia and Suzanne. An entertaining hour topped up with great ideas about wine, where to dine, anything and everything to do with the vine. Great conversation, lots of laughter, guests from all walks of life, food and wine, music, art, sports, and much more, all on The Wine Ladies.
Hi, everybody. It's us, the Wine Ladies.
I'm Georgia.
And I'm Suzanne, and welcome everyone to the Wine Ladies One Sip at a Time. We're live here today.
And, of course, to all our friends and fans on Facebook, Twitter, and thewineladies.com, thanks for sending in all your questions and comments, as always. Now, actually, I want to say congrats to the mothers that won our 3 fragrances for the Mother's Day contest. You answered the trivia question correctly. It is the fragrance called Seductive by Guess has notes of black currant in that. But what wine also has notes of black currant? And the answer, of course, was Cabernet Sauvignon. So congrats to all our mothers out there.
And also, congratulations to our winner who won the autographed Osoyas La Rose decanter from Pascal Medevant from Osoyas La Rose.
Right.
And the question there was, which 3 of 5 grape varieties make up a Grand Vin, which is the same wine from, of course, Bordeaux. So you've got the Cabernet Sauvignon, the Cabernet Franc, the Petit Verdot, the Malbec, and which one am I missing?
The Merlot.
And the Merlot. That's right. So congratulations to Larry McCarthy. Your decanter is on the way.
All right. So it's been a great few days of giving, actually, Suzanne. So I think we should take this opportunity now, as usual, to raise our glasses and toast to our viewers and having a fabulous show today, all about wonderful wines, a rich liqueur, and secrets from the Cape.
It is going to be a great show, and it's a great cause, and we've got lots of fabulous elements today. For our viewers, first of all, we've got some fabulous wines, we've got a great liqueur, and some special spa treatments, all about South Africa.
That's right. We're also going to talk about spa-faris. Yes, that's what I said,
spa-faris.
spa-faris.
It's the giraffe.
That's right. Medicine Man, inspirational stones. It's going to be a great show today, and as Suzanne mentioned, it is all for a great cause. It is for the World Chef's Tour Against Hunger. It is a global initiative that is raising awareness and fighting hunger around the world. This event is taking place for the 3rd time in Johannesburg.
And you know what? We are doing our part because we are doing a fantastic fundraiser on June the 2nd in our hometown of Oakville. And the evening is called An Evening of South African Splendor. And we invite all of you to come over. In fact, this week we are offering the tickets with no HST. The Wine Ladies are picking up the HST, so it's a great week to buy your tickets.
Absolutely.
Now, the guests that we have in studio today are all part of this incredible evening. And first of all, we are going to be serving some wonderful wines. And in studio, we've got Fred Lamprecht from Lamprecht International. And he has brought some of the wonderful wines that we are going to be enjoying that evening. So I'd like to welcome Fred to the show.
Thank you, Georgia and Susanne.
Great to have you here. Now, also a little bit of a departure from the vine, I can say, but not from another wonderful beverage or a fruit. We have joining us Priya Shah. She is the Marula Global Ambassador at Peter Majinski's agency, a prominent agency that's been around in Toronto, I think, since 1979. And Priya, you brought along some wonderful Marula here, and you're going to show us a couple of cocktails, or at least one, I think. So thanks for coming by today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Our pleasure.
And finally, our last guest, but definitely not our least guest, we've got Judith Elaine from Enza Spa Treatments in Oakville. And she's brought a fabulous giraffe here, some wonderful teas, and some inspirational stones. So welcome, Judith, to the show as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Sabona, everybody.
Now, say that again.
Sabona.
Sabona, and that means what in
Hello,
Zulu?
greetings. It's Zulu, yeah.
Okay, Sabona to all. Okay,
Sabona,
I like that. Well, I have to say we are really excited, first of all, about being able to be a part of this big global initiative, and we want to thank all of you right off the bat for coming in and for agreeing to be a part of it. We're going to have the wonderful Marula served. Judith, you've donated a fantastic $500 package.
Really
very exciting. Fred, you're bringing the wines.
Yes,
it's going to be a lot of fun. Maybe, Fred, we can start off with the vino. You ladies don't mind? As the
No,
wine
we don't
ladies?
mind. Do we mind?
No problem.
Well, what do we have in our glass, first of all? Tell us about that.
Well, you've got all the wine that I'm providing for the event is from Bon Courage Estate, which is one of the best value estates in South Africa, and also an estate with a very, very long winemaking history. And what I thought I wanted to do is give you a little bit of a rundown about how South Africa came to make wine, a bit of history there, if I've got a few minutes. Picture it, ladies. The world in 1650. South Africa is actually considered the oldest of the New World wine-producing countries, because in 1650 Australia and New Zealand weren't discovered yet. California and South America weren't making wine yet. There was a little bit of wine being produced in the Americas, but for sacramental purposes only at the missions, at the Franciscan missions that were all up and down the country as they were trying to convert the natives. South Africa, right in the 1650s.
Judith found that funny.
Well, part of what the Spanish crown tried to do at the time was to actually convert everybody to Catholicism, and for the religious ceremony they needed red wine, so they made wine in the Americas from one single grape variety, the Pais grape variety, which is a table grape, so it's not really winemaking in the sense of modern winemaking. It was not bottled, it was not consumed anywhere else except at the actual sacramental service. But in South Africa, which was set up in 1652 as a refueling stop for the Dutch East India Company to sort of refuel the ships on their very lucrative trade route to the East Indies, to modern-day Indonesia, they needed to refuel their ships. And they originally started to refuel their ships with vegetables, fruits, meat, and wine in the 1650s. This was before the days when the British actually supplied rum or tots of rum to their sailors, because water had a nasty habit.
Hence the term drunk, like a, what is it, rum for a drunken sailor.
That's exactly right. But they weren't distilling in the 1650s to that extent yet, or I don't think they'd even begun. And they found that wine kept better on board of ships than water did, because water went foul and skunky and people didn't want to drink it. Wine obviously was better, so one of the mandates...
Made them feel better, too.
One of the mandates of one Jan van Riebeeck, who was a commander sent out by the Dutch East India Company to the present-day site of Cape Town, where there is a natural harbour called Table Bay Harbour, ideal for having ships come through, was to set up a fort, market garden operation, and vineyards, and have livestock to refuel the ships. Because for the ships to actually go from the Netherlands to Indonesia could in some cases take 6 to 8 months on a one-way journey. But
you definitely need a glass of wine for that long.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with all your cabin mates, you know.
That's right.
And they found that wine also, along with the vegetables and everything else, kept scurvy at bay and kept the people alive. And the shiploads of goodies that they brought back from the Far East were worth their weight in gold. So that made the Netherlands very, very rich. So in 1652... Jan van Riebeeck ended up in Table Bay Harbour and planted vines. And for the first time in recorded history, it said on the 2nd of February, according to my cheat sheet, 1659, wine was pressed in South Africa at the site of present-day Cape Town by Jan van Riebeeck.
So they say people think of South Africa as a New World wine-growing region, when in fact it isn't a New World wine-growing region at all.
Well, it's the oldest of the New World wine-growing regions. New World in this particular sense, not being so much defined by new, but by being a wine region where the Europeans brought viticulture to an area that previously did
really
not
have the vines.
Now, I just want to interject for a moment. So I know that, Fred, you have been to South Africa on many occasions.
Yes, I love it.
And Judith, you're originally from South Africa.
Of course, born and bred, yes.
Yeah.
Where were you born in South Africa?
In Springs.
Where is that? What part is that?
Outside Joburg, yeah.
Okay.
It's a little town, very cute, yeah.
And so now South African wines today, so we've established that it goes back quite a way since the 1600s. Let's just jump forward a little bit, maybe, because I know we're going to sample very quickly the beautiful Sauvignon Blanc that we just poured in our glasses.
Yes.
What is going on now in today's time with the South African wines?
Well, the winemaking there is very much more modern. During apartheid and during the sanctions that happened, more traditional wines were being produced in South Africa, and they were being sold in alternate markets, not really so much in the Americas. Britain, it was still being sold out to Europe, etc., the Far East. But Canada had sanctions in place from 1985 until 1993. So
not to
years.
accept the wines.
Yes, to force the government to change its policies. And that did happen in 1994, so sanctions were dropped in 1993. And I'm happy to say the Bon Courage in Ontario was actually the first winery to hit the market, not because they were the most famous, but because they were brought in by private importation. So they beat the general listed products that were being released at the Liquor Control Board by a week to 10 days, because it was a little slower getting it through the general listing system. So
well, why don't we pour a glass of the Sauvignon Blanc for everybody while we're talking about it and talking about South Africa here.
All right. Now let's
We'll do
also
that.
talk about the evening a little bit, because I know we're going to be enjoying these wines during the evening. We want to give everybody a real good sense of what's going to be going on that night. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Susanne?
Maybe, Judith, we can turn to you for just a moment, and you can tell us a little bit about yourself and about the Enza Natural Health Spa and what you're bringing to the table on that evening.
Well, let's keep it in the wine thing, because part of the package that Enza has donated includes a wine scrub. And we do it within a cedar bath, which is very South African actually. It's a spa treatment that we've done for years and years because of its high antioxidants. So it's very good for the skin, and yeah, it's part of the treatment. So it's a 4-hour package and a lot of fun from beginning to end.
So that's going to be part of our
That's right.
our silent auction
That's
table,
right,
because
yeah.
obviously we want to raise a lot of money and for the Canadian Culinary Team and bring
Exactly.
gifts for the children of South Africa.
And that's the whole
So-
point, is that, you know, by donating it, it also encourages people to remember South Africa, and part of that is to take that little giraffe home that's
This big guy,
behind
what's
you.
his name? What's his name?
I don't know. I mean, you know, whoever wins it, I would love to know what name they name it. So maybe people can start thinking of names now.
Yes.
And
Okay.
on the day, you know, that's it. They can name it. But then they have the memory of what type of event they went to and how wonderful it is that they can look at that every single day. So that's an important part, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great idea. And I have to say, when we first went to Enza Spa, it was like an oasis. We walked in there, and a few people had told us about you ahead of time. And when we went in there, we thought, wow, this is like just taking a step right into South Africa.
And it is the
Just
only
amazing.
South African
We're
spa
the only
in
one
Ontario.
Yep, we are. And I think what makes it so wonderful is that it's off the beaten path. Just the same as if you were in a safari and you're looking for an elephant, you're not going to find it.
Or a giraffe.
So trying to find us is also part of that whole fun, because it is the oasis and it is a concrete jungle. Really, there's no difference, except we're concrete over here and at home we're more organic. So we developed that organicness right here. Yeah.
It's funny, you
lovely.
brought this elephant here today, and our mom used to love elephants. And she always said that you needed to have an
That's
elephant
right.
in your home, but with the trunk facing up for good luck.
Always lucky.
So that
Very,
means you
very
brought this
lucky.
elephant, and we're going to have amazing luck, and we're going to raise lots of money
And
that
we
evening.
hope so. We hope that people will actually buy tickets and that they'll participate, because it's such an amazing event. I mean, imagine, you know, World Hunger is huge, and it has no bias and no prejudice.
Right.
It is on all different nationalities, colors, religions. So really, hunger is something that we should put a stop to. So how wonderful to have an event to raise money, to send these chefs. I mean, it's just beautiful.
And it's also going to be a lot of fun as well. You know, that's a very very serious part of the evening. But also, we're going to have some amazing African drummers that are going to be there.
That's
we're going to have a
right.
red carpet. We're even hoping to have an actual medicine man that's going to be there to inspire you and read your inspirational stones. So it is going to be a fantastic night. We're also going to be filming the Wine Ladies TV live there. So jeeps, actual safari. So it is going to be a great night. We're now going to go to a break while we enjoy a little bit of this wine, but we'll be right back with lots more all about South Africa and an evening of South African splendor, June 2nd. We'll be right back.